Hey guys, welcome to Summoners Weekly. This is my collection video, and I know Caleb just went over his, but I approach collecting very differently. In fact, how I got into Riftbound, or how I managed to get most of my product, was on Whatnot. So I did buy a bunch of Riptide hits. I probably spent like 600, 700 bucks on just buying cards. This is when, before they were extremely expensive, like Time Warps were 100 bucks, Dead Blooms were close to 95. Everything's kind of settling down now, but neither here or there. I did have quite a bit of other stuff, but we ended up running our own Whatnot sale to sell cards back and make some of that money back. And the reason I did that was so that I could have decks that I could have to play whenever I wanted to. And so speaking of which, I want to take appreciation for this playmat. This is from the Houston Regional. I had it signed by Dave, the game director. I played against him. He cooked me. You watched that video if you're on the channel. I actually bought it off a person at the Houston Regional. They were at a table. I went to this first table and I was like, hey, are you selling that mat? I'll buy it for 200 bucks. And the person was like, let me talk to my friend about it. I said, okay. There was a person next to them and I said, you selling that mat? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, I'll give you 200 bucks for it. And they, without hesitation, sold it to me. So I would have bought another one too, because honestly, this is a super cool mat. And I think in the future, this artwork in Misfortune is one of my favorites, as you'll see. But yeah, first off, this is my mat of choice. I actually had a blinged out foil Misfortune mat that I ordered. But during Christmas, my mom was like, she saw it and she loves playmats and she was like, it's bling bling. She was like, it's mine, I'm gonna keep it. So, I gave it to her for Christmas. So I'm totally cool with this one. And I like this one a little more because it's got the point counters on the left side. My only thing I would do with this is I would like to get this foiled out one day. I think that's definitely something in the future to do. But let's continue. So you'll notice I have all these Sailor Moon themed deck boxes. And actually, my younger sister has the entire set. She gave me the Sailor Moon one, the Sailor Venus and Sailor Mars one I ended up buying at a local store. And what I do is I just have different decks. I keep them complete. So if I usually go out with 3 decks a night, and if anyone needs to borrow one for the night, I'll offer to let them play either Victor in the blue, Kaisa in the red, or the one that I mainly pilot, which is my Misfortune deck. And so what we'll start with that one last, actually. We'll start with Victor. And actually just recently, Dawson at Wolf Den, I sold him because I actually hadn't been playing. This Empty Sleeve was the overnumbered Victor. I ended up getting rid of him. And this is just my pre-built Victor deck. It's not even like a specific Victor. It's just kind of like the pre-con with some upgrades. Nothing really special in here to really point out. I do keep any Nexus Knight runes that I have. I'll bling out the ones I can, but honestly, I really haven't touched this deck in a while, so it's really just there if anyone needs to borrow it. I keep dice in here as well, so if anyone that borrows it needs dice, they have some nice, pretty pink dice. These are from Diceapalooza, actually, so you'll see I like the aesthetic, and I love being able to just grab a box and be like, this is my Victor box. And speaking of which, the next one is my Kaisa box. So this box right here is going to be my Kaisa deck, and I actually never play it. I don't even think there's dice. There's a couple of D20s in here. Lord of the Rings D20, cool. I usually keep the shell of the deck in the box, so like all the basic commons and uncommons, stuff like that. And the rarer stuff, if I'm not actively using it, I'll put it in my trade binder, because I am cool with trading stuff since I'm not mainly piloting Kaisa. That said, I do have some pretty runes. I actually haven't looked in this box in a while. It looks like I have one pretty Fury rune. Cool. Not for trade. I do want a set of all the runes one day. I want pages of them. But let's go ahead and go on to Misfortune, because this is my main piloting deck, right? Sailor Venus, and I actually went. You'll notice the first thing that's really crazy is before I even get into the cards, this box right here is actually the Arcane dice from the Season 2 Blu-ray of Arcane. And so if you look into these, you'll actually see it's the anomaly from Season 2 of Arcane, which is, I was like, I gotta have these. I gifted it to my wife, and then I was like, you know what, I want the dice for myself. So I put them in here. Let's get on to the runes. So once you play enough nights, and once you collect enough packs, you eventually just get all the pretty runes. And in my opinion, I will probably trade these out. I am a little bit uneven. I am missing, am I missing one in here? Oh yeah, here's the other one. I need one more Nexus Knight Chaos Rune, because I have the pack one here. I'd like to have 3 and 3, but they're all blinged out now from the plenty of Nexus Knights that I've gone to. And That's the rune pool, right? You get to be able to bling out your runes. I always play with a picture of my wife and my little sister that are with me wherever I go. I actually use my wedding ring as a point tracker. It's not on me at the moment, but my battlefields, I have Sigil, Obelisk, Aspirants, and I got the pretty Aspirants from the Worlds bundle. I don't ever really get to play with it, but, you know, I always start with Sigil, and then usually Aspirants is second. I'll ask my permission to play Aspirants. Hot take, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I definitely would love if all the battlefields were just sold in a box, and then you could buy big ones, because I would love to have big battlefields. I think that's an accessibility thing that needs to happen. Got the sideboard: Confront, Mobilize, Bullet Time Possession, Rebuke, Sabotage, Mountain and an Unyielding Spirit for the Kaisa matchup. What's up? Oh my goodness, deck check. Yeah, don't always go with the correct deck to your skirmishes, because I was submitting so many deck lists during my skirmishes that I goofed up and put the wrong one. Got my overnumber Misfortune. That's the one that the wifey pulled. And the matching art for the playmat for the Chosen Champ. We got all the rest of the Dazzling Aurora deck. I'm not going to post this deck list. This deck list is actually just the Ali Eldrazi, I believe the PPG Orlando deck list, with a couple small modifications like the Unyielding Spirit I start with in the best of one matchup and stuff like that. So let's get onto the trade binder. So I have a heck of a lot of bulk. It is a trade binder / collection binder. Oh, I looked the wrong way. You'll notice it's a Final Fantasy binder. I'm super excited for SPIRITFORGED binders that come out. I can't wait to actually have a Riftbound binder. Anyways, we'll start with, this is all the stuff that was normally in my Kaisa deck. Got my playset of Kaisas here, playset of Thousand Tail Watchers. Got my Summoner Skirmish Blitzcrank, and this next one is the big page. This is the Pride and Joy page, or this one may not be, but this is the 3 Dariuses, 3 Falling Stars, 2 Acathian Rings. This is my Pride and Joy right here. So we got the 3 Chindameres from the 3 skirmishes we went to. Second top 8 Blitzcrank from getting to top 8. 2 of the World's Bundles battlefields. This is kind of random. This bottom, these 2 levels or rows will eventually change at some point. When? Who knows? This middle one is just so special to me. This right here, I think if you were to value this right now, is like $1,500 in cards in just this row. So first things first, we got the World's Bundle Teemo. He's just so cute. And he's spiked up to $300 as of the recording of this video, which is wild. And then, oh my goodness, the story I have of pulling my first GG Easy Teemo and then getting this one. I took this one to Houston, had Dave and Nick sign it from the dev team. And it's my goal that, you know, come Vegas, I get the rest of the dev team to sign my GG Easy Teemo, because I do plan on framing it. And honestly, man, just looking at the back centering, I wouldn't even be surprised if this got like a decent 9.5 or a 10. Like, he's in really good shape. Anyways, he's my currently signed Teemo. And then this is my Riot Buddy. So Nick gave me this. He actually gave this to my wife. So this is technically her card, but it's in my collection for now. It's my Riot Buddy that I got from Houston. And I never thought I would actually get one. And so the story of getting one was I was just talking to Nick about the overnumbered experiences, and I shared how we got Misfortune. My wife pulled it, and now I have a Riot Buddy. And so he stays right here too. He'll never get sold either. I do want to get all the devs to sign him. We'll continue on. Got the 2 Time Warps, that's for the Kaisa deck. I also have a Master Yi deck box. This is at least the Zaza is what I like to call it. This is all the Zaza from the deck. That's that. Here's my row of White Flames, row of Kianas, row of Tasty Fae folks. Nothing too special on the Victor side except for the Alt Art Legend, and then I do have the release origin stamped Victor. Just super cool. I love Victor from Arcane, so I had to get the stamped one. Speaking of which, all the stamped ones are I think people are undervaluing those right now. So if you're watching this, buy some. Then my seal page, I got my 3 seals of Discord, 3 seals of Strength, 1 Rage, 1 Insight, 1 Focus. I'm not too sure if I'm going to continue. I think I'm going to really try to get maybe one of the overnumbered for each ones. I'm a crazy collector, so I'll just literally buy what I want. Very blessed to have a job that pays me well outside of Summoners Weekly. I bought Last Breaths. I think this card is super underrated right now. I personally think he's like, what, $2 to buy one? And it's a signature spell for Yasuo. All it takes is for Yasuo to really pop off one set, and then this is like a $20 card. So I made the investment to buy a playset of them. I did buy playsets of a lot of epics. I don't have every epic. This is one of my splurge cards, though. The Misfortune Alt Art Captain. I would own a whole page of these if I could. But anyways, this is just some random stuff. Got my 2 flashes. Probably won't ever trade those until Flash gets reprinted. We'll keep going. Some random rares. Got the playset of Mundos, Fioras, Echoes, Tide Turner. Promising Future. Actually, there was a time I was experimenting with Anivia and Warwick in the Misfortune deck, so I did get a playset of those. Got the Bully Bear playset, Soul Gorgers, in case I got to run another deck one day. Extra Mind Splitters, these are just extras, and these I actually am totally fine with giving out. After I get more than a single playset of something, it serves no purpose for me, right? I'm not going to sell Soul Gorgers for like $2-3 online. I'd rather just like give it to someone who's playing. It's going to mean more to them, and then have to buy a pack to find it. So same thing with the Tasties and the Dravens. Couple things here that are of note. I think Vane's going to be one that you just want to get your hands on now. Not very popular now in the Kaisa decks, but in future sets, especially the Lucian deck, I believe, definitely something to look into. And the Rek'Sai deck as well. Brynhir Thundersong, we've seen Brynhir be a staple in Draven, so I don't think I'm going to run Draven, but it's nice to have a playset of them just in case I want to do something fun with them in the future. Got the playset of Eyes. Just more this is a trade binder. It's not really like a collection like Caleb's. It's really just what I take wherever I go. This is my Evangelion stuff. I'm just gonna quickly blaze through this. I've just bought a couple boxes. I love Evangelion, so I was like, they made cards. I need to get some. These are my Chinese cards. So I got my playset of Frigid Touch, Punch First, 5 called shots, some Treasure Hunters at the bottom. This is just from the Chinese boxes we purchased at the store. Honestly, those were kind of weird. Some really interesting pull rates, except for Ryland's Overnumber Spirit Blossom Teemo, which is wild. I'm going to eventually have an entire page of English SPIRITFORGED Legends. Some staples I'm trying to get 3s of, and now that the cards are legal, I can mix and match, right? So that's the trade binder. That's the collection. If you have any questions down below, or if you have anything you want to say about my collection, let me know down below. But we hope you had a nice time getting a glimpse of at least how I collect stuff. And yeah, be sure to check out Caleb's collection. And we'll catch you guys next time on Summoners Weekly. Peace.